Hello, Larry Joe. Gonna do collective read, energy clear. Yeah, so hopefully you're having a beautiful night. I'm just getting started. Although it's really late at night. It's been a lot of really long days. There's been a lot going on. Life is just kind of crazy. I think it is for everyone though. It's kind of like, tell me one person that's truly doing well and they're being honest. And yeah, it's like all of us are having a hard time. We're all in the spin cycle together, yet we're all freaking out because we don't realize that it's happening with everyone. Anyway, Pachamama, card 40. I don't know too much about it, but you know what? That sounds like we need to go explore that. So 40, anytime we see the number 4, I think stability, home. Homes have 4 walls. That's the foundation. If you don't have a good foundation, then you don't have anything. My eyes are really red. I've been rubbing my eyes. The exhaustion is real. Lots of sleepless nights, lots of alarms going off in my life. Pachamama, that's the first card to come out. And talking about number 4, the card is 40. Instability is 4. I always think of foundation. So how do you need to return to your roots? How do you need to start touching base with where you've been in the past to figure out where you need to go in the future? If you don't know what's held you back in the past, then you don't know how to live a better life going forward. Currently, I am pulling from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. My name is Lara Joe, also known as SirenSong Lover. Hope you're having a beautiful night. Let's see if I have any good cards coming in here for you. If you have any questions, please drop them below. I will try to answer what I can. The energy in the house is a little crazy. We got a bunch of kitties around here. The medicine wheel, number 35. 8 is karma. So how is everything balancing out? How are you balancing the land and the earth, the water and the sky? How are you balancing every element within you to bring it all into the bigger picture? What lessons have you learned that you need to bring forward into the future with you? So when I'm looking at the numbers, so 35 being 8 in karma, infinity, we think 8 is infinity in karma, that spinning wheel. So the medicine wheel is kind of that hermetic principle, or Virgo, kind of that energy of how do we heal ourselves? How do we take that past wisdom, that past medicine that we've learned in this lifetime, in this moment, in every lifetime? How do we take that and integrate it so that we live a better life going forward? How do we start bringing karma and looking at our roots, our ancestry, like our ancestry and where we came from? No one ever likes looking at the past, but if you're constantly running from triggers because the past hasn't left you behind, then maybe you need to sit and look at your past long enough to figure out what you need to do going forward. So, hey Badger. Hey handsome. Hello. I live in a house full of animals. I may be Dr. Doolittle. 56. Thunder. When I think of 56, I break it down to 11, which is a divine number for abundance. Thunder, how are we using the storms within our lives to create new foundations? How do we have, like, the buffalo are kind of like racing through the storm? How are we weathering life's storms and bringing balance? 2 heads are better than 1, so when you're going out stampeding, are you going in a crowd, or is it 1 is the loneliest number? Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know. I don't even think life makes sense anymore. Do you have any questions if you're around? I know. I have a bunch of animals going around, and they're never active till I start recording, right? The Heart of Sky. This is a gorgeous card. You have a love written in the stars. If you feel like Earth is not home, that's because your love like transcends time, space, galaxy, destiny. When you look up at the sky, do you long for a place that you've never been to? Does your heart belong in the sky? So 6 is nostalgia. 6 is past. Everything right now is past. How do we need to be addressing the past? How do we need to be maybe moving better as human people? Like as human people, but like moving better as a person. I had a conversation with someone, and they said the other day, I'm not your enemy. And I said, you're not a friend. Or if you are a friend, you're not a good friend. And the capacity that this person I had to deal with was business. And I was like, you're not doing your appropriate job. So you aren't my enemy, yet you're not my friend. In the job that you're hired for, you're not my advocate. So, the child. How do you go back and hug that inner child within you that has been lost and forgotten? How do you embrace them and remind them that they deserve love? They deserve a love that when they wish upon the star at 7, that is their true love. How do you need to start getting in touch with what you love? This is if you have a moment and you sit quietly, like if everything's really quiet or really chaotic and you just can take a moment to sit quietly. Think about what you loved to do when you were a little kid, before the world told you you had to be somebody or do something or pay your bills. What did you want to do? What did you love to do? Did you love to sing in the rain and catch raindrops on your tongue? Did you love to paint? What was your thing? Were you a potion maker? The arrow, when you start taking aim and focusing, you'll get what you want. So look at your life and look at the things that didn't work, and look at the things that you want, or look at the things that you wish you had had in the past, and start taking focus, start taking aim, and be direct. If you want something, be direct. If it's from something that just feels like childhood, it feels like nostalgia, it feels like your foundation, take aim, be direct in what you want. You can't get what you want if you give poor instructions. Flow with the information that you are given. Do not kick and fight and scream. Go with the flow. Number 2. So 2 in pairs. You can't, when you work with other people, if you're not flowing together, then it becomes disharmonious. I can't speak. Number 34, many paths. So there are many ways to get to where we need to be, as long as we are willing to flow and bend. Palm trees withstand high wind forces like hurricanes. They live because they're willing to bend with the current of the wind. So be willing to flow with many different paths to get what it is exactly that you want. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears. My name is Lara Jo, SirenSong lover. Hope you're having a beautiful night. If you'd like to sew into my ministry, that's Cash App's SirenSong lover, capital S on Siren, capital S on Song, and capital L on lover. The moon, what secrets have been hidden from you? What secrets have you been hiding? Two of Swords, making those decisions. Two of Swords, stalemate. You have to make a choice. If you not start cutting through the things that are not of benefit to you and using intention. So you can go back and visit the past. Don't get stuck there. So when I talk about looking at the past and looking at your foundation, you can go back and look at it, but only as a visitor. Don't hang around those people, places, things that you left behind, because they're in the past for a reason. And there is a reason that the rear view mirror, like the rear view mirror, is small, because you're not going back there. You don't ever have to go back there if you don't want to. So you have to make the decision, though. If there's secrecy, or you feel that there's secrecy, then you have to use your discernment. Two of Swords, using logical discernment to cut through those decisions. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in a stalemate. And if you stay stuck forever, you won't, you'll freeze. And then you freeze up, and then you don't ever go anywhere. You just don't do that to yourself. If you want to love, if you want to learn, if you want to grow, yes, feel your feelings, get messy if you need to, and then make the decision to let go of things that don't help you grow as a person. Four of Wands. Stability. Four of Wands is a Lover's card. It's Union card. Four of Wands, again, house, foundation. How do you go back to your roots? How do you go back to your foundation? How do you build a structure? Maybe your childhood was awful. How do you build a new foundation, a new structure that is stable and solid? How do you bring in the love that just, it gives you everything that you desire? Like your wish upon a star, Disney childhood, just embodiment of love, right? The child, I'm having a... So you have to sometimes wade through that past to be able to figure out what you want. And sometimes the path that you originally were going to take doesn't work, and that's fine. There are multiple ways to find happiness. And honestly, when you start sitting back and looking at maybe the past thing, maybe you realize that didn't actually work for you. You just did that because that's what you thought you had to do, or that's what you had to do to get by. You don't have to do that when you have better resources, knowledge, tools. I'm going to call Queen of Cups just because it's on the bottom of the deck, and then I'm going to shuffle there. So Queen of Cups is sitting in that embodiment of emotional stability when in balance, when you look at all the other information within the environment. So anything that fits, let it sit. If it doesn't, let it fly. So Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that's emotional embodiment, like emotional intelligence. Like, I have all of my needs met. I have my life is peaceful. Queen of Cups is just emotionally fulfilled, emotionally satisfied. So beautiful energy there. We don't always feel that way, though, when we have to make tough decisions. Eight of Cups. You have done all of the hard work that you can do. You're done. The day's over. You don't have to do any more work. So emotionally, Eight of Cups, you've done all of the hard work emotionally. Walk away from it. So I used to have a thing that I would try to overprotect things, or overcorrect things, or overprotect. And they started saying you have to leave it alone. Like, put it to the best that you think you can do, and then leave it alone. So when you've done the best that you can do, you can't keep messing with it, because if you keep messing with it, you really will do more. You're just done. So Eight of Cups, when you're done for the day, be done. Don't do any more. So when you think that your job is good and you're done, don't keep fussing with it. Walk away from it, because you've done all the emotional hard work. You need to rest now. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. our passions have gotten us maybe too far in over our head. So maybe it's time to put those passions that aren't serving you. Again, this is just, if it isn't serving what you want to do in your life, if it doesn't make you happy, then why do it? Don't keep doing it. It doesn't make sense. It's not worth it. Three of Pentacles, it puts you in this lack mentality financially. It's not worth it. Like, if your passions never really go anywhere, like, yeah, they're fun, but it's more draining than it is of benefit, don't do it. Like, no thank you. If you are left gnawing on a cardboard box at the end of the month because your passions have consumed all of your resources, then you need to start letting those things go. Too many cards. Let's see. Let's see if we get any more in there. Let's see. Apparently the kitty tarot is quiet. Let's change decks. I was actually feeling that, and yet I kind of wanted to see if there's any more energy that would come out of it. That's done chatting there. We went down there. Let's see if we can get any more information. Okay. With the Kipper deck here, I don't know where the box is. That's okay. It's over there somewhere. Great fortune, wealthy man, lovers. So 26, 8, all of that karma, all of that hard work that you put in, coming forward. We're ready for it. 13, wealthy man, foundation. Yes, this is what we've been talking about, right? When we start letting go of things that aren't serving us, like when you stop hanging around in certain environments, you start hanging around with people you want to hang out around with, environments you want to hang around in. So when you stop hanging out at the bars, say you stop hanging at the bar because you're like, I don't smoke anymore, I don't drink anymore. So then you start hanging out, say, at the gym because you're like, okay, well, I don't drink anymore, I feel great. And then you start losing weight, and so you start hanging around different environments. So wealthy man, using discernment to let go of things that didn't fit you, brings in great fortune, but it also brings in more qualified partners to help you cultivate the life that you desire. Lovers, card 15, we break that down to 6. Lovers, okay, so 6 is Gemini, lovers is Gemini, 6 is family and obligations, and again, kind of reminiscing. It's balancing, it's having a little bit of a foundation with extra. I think 4 is foundation, then 6 is kind of like, you know, where we've got the house and the dog. So 6 is kind of like, how are we balancing what we've built with where we're going? How are we assessing if this is a good path for us? So lovers is family. It's like, how are we assessing if this is working for the whole of our family? So how have we built our foundation? Clearing up all of that. Again, looking through the past just to filter out whatever lessons are needed from that. Brings in lovers, it brings in wealth, it brings in stability, it brings in better candidates to help you live the life that you may be more suited for. So how do you start thinking about when you were a little kid, like, what would your perfect partner have looked like? Would they have been kind? Would they have opened doors? Would they have had a certain color eyes? What would dream you look like at 5? Like, what would their life have looked like? Maybe Eminem's song really kind of said that. Is like, you know, he looks at like where he started and where he is today, and his old self would have made fun of him because he sold out. So where did you sell your dream out? Where did you sell your little kid out? So stop. Like, if 5-year-old you, like, I'm Lara, right? So if 5-year-old Lara would have scoffed at my life because, like, those are your friends, then maybe I should clean up my friend circle, which I did. Because I looked at the people that were in my life and I was like, I wouldn't have been 5-year-old Lara friends with them because they were dicks. Like, they were not cool people. So, and that wasn't, you know, because I hated them. It was just like, no, they didn't play fairly. So, like, I don't want to play with them. So if you look at the people in your life and you're like, 5-year-old so-and-so would have been like, that's not your friend, maybe you should listen to them. Okay, great fortune came out again. The synchronicities, confirmations, that's a little fun. Anyway, that's life. I always love that with life. We're going to do a few cards from the Mindful Collective Daily Affirmations. Hopefully we'll get some information, some beautiful information. Well, not hopefully. We will get some beautiful information from it. Even when we hear things we don't like, that's actually probably where we get the information that we need the most. So when someone tells you something that upsets you, thank them. Mentally. You can mentally thank them. And you can be mad at me for saying that. But it's like, if they made you think about something, like, they changed your perspective. And maybe you should start asking more questions. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. I envision my highest self and start showing up as her or him. Should you be a divine masculine, I envision my highest self and start showing up as her or him. I love that for us. Be the version of you that you want to be. Make 5-year-old you proud. That 5-year-old you that knew that you are going to change the world. A, they're so proud that you've gotten to this day. You made it, kid. But B, hello. B, like, 5-year-old wants you to win. They want you to win, and they're cheering you on. Yes. You may ask a question, should you so like. Hello. Oh, hello. Okay. What is your question, my love? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Is that your question? You should believe in yourself. You've made it this far. You've come so far. You made it every day. You show up, even if you don't want to. When I feel stuck, I get my body moving. So keep moving. Don't let yourself get stuck in that freeze spot. Like, even when you feel like things are ending, you just have to keep going. When I feel stuck, I get my body moving. So when you're feeling maybe mentally like you're having a hard time, move. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Get up and dance. Clap your hands. You want to break up stagnant energy, clap your hands. Like, that helps dispel negative energy. Movement of sound and energy helps keep you going. So keep your body moving, keep your mind moving. Don't let things keep you in, like, freeze mode. I'm Lara Jo, SirenSong lover. The pathway is opening for you. Number 8, again, speaking about karma. So sometimes the lesson I've found in this lifetime, the lesson for me and a lot of us is, are you willing and brave enough to follow the path less traveled? Are you willing to overcome your fear even though no one else before you in your family, in your life, in your country, in your whatever has done it? Are you willing to be that wayfinder and that path shower? So fortune favors the bold, and we manifest in this moment right now. So if you want to keep moving forward and you want good karma, do the thing that scares you. Do the weird thing. Do the hard thing that doesn't make sense to you. Keep going forward. when you don't know how you're going to get to the next point, keep your feet moving. You don't have to look where you're going. Just keep moving and have the faith that you will get to the right place. You are always in the right place at the right time. Courtship, number 4, going back to foundation, going back to past love, going back to past life. How are you looking at those past relationships that you've had and maybe doing things that you've never done before? Maybe, or how are you looking at past relationships and determining that that's what you don't want anymore and that you want something better for yourself? Mature woman. Number 6, family. This can be a mother, this can be a baby mother, this can be a karmic mother, it can be mother-in-law. Is she meddling in your life? Because if she is getting in the way with like your relationship. In family room, so going back to family room, 21 is 3, communication. Are you allowing experience to guide you? Are you allowing experience to hold you back? So, yes, allow your family, your mature, like your moms, like let them give guidance, but you know what, don't let them be in your relationship. Like don't let parents or family members that didn't get it right in their life try to tell you how to live yours. Message of concern, 14, which goes to 5, which 5 is change. 5 is chaos. It's how is it crumbling, or how is the dynamic change? So are you concerned? Are they concerned? Are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to other people? Are you listening to past things? What is driving you? Are you faith over fear? Are you freedom over fear? Are you willing to keep going no matter how scary it is to find out what's on the other path, which that is the irony, journey. Card number 10, journey. Are you willing to go even if you don't know what the final destination is? Are you willing to take this step? Lovers, 15, number 6. Again, family, foundation, nostalgia, looking to see how the past may be playing into our future. I'm going to pull just a few more cards and then I'm probably going to hop out. Let's see. I will measure today by how fully present I am. So again, just confirmation. I think I'm about to hop out because there's just a lot of repetitive energy confirmation, but I will measure today by how fully present I am. So how are you living in this moment right now with how things are going and going with that flow? It's it's a short reading. It's kind of a beautiful reading about like, how are you not getting stuck in the past? How are you looking at the past but putting it to the better for the future? So what I love with that is, how do you take all your pain and alchemize it into the greatest love story of your life for yourself? How do you show up for yourself? How do you show up for the young version of you in that love? Like, how do you show that version of yourself that you love yourself? Because if you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself, or if you look in the mirror and you're like, you have no respect for yourself because you lost who that little child, you lost who you forgot to protect. You forgot to protect yourself, and you forgot to love yourself, and you forgot to heal and nourish yourself. I envision my highest self and start showing up as them. So scan out to see what little version of you, like younger version of you, saw you. And that is probably the highest version of you. Kids have such a magnificent gift of being able to see people for who they truly are. And you saw yourself as a kid and you knew how truly magnificent you are. And that knowledge is still in there. And you just need to follow it. And you just need to know that that little kid's not lost. They're still waiting for you. You just need to remember that they're there and call them in. So keep thinking about, what do you want, not right now, obviously. What is the end goal? And how do you keep walking, and how do you keep going, even when you don't know how you're going to get there, even when you don't know what it looks like, even when it's scary as hell and it hurts. You have already come this far. That's the thing. When people are really scared, it's like all of the really hard stuff already started. It already happened. Like, all you have to do is just keep walking until you get to safety. So even if things are really scary and it's hard, like, keep going, because you're almost there. Please be safe. Have a good night.